What's up, everybody? Welcome to this week's episode of the Dense Pixels podcast. I'm your host, Brad, joined by my co-host, Micah.
Hey.
Carrie.
What's up?
Terrence. Hey. We're back after a couple of weeks, nice and rest and recharged. I hope everyone's holiday went well, all things considered, considering the hellscape that we're, currently living in here on the face of the planet. But look, we're going to talk about some video games. Mostly good news. Actually, that's not true. It's all bad news.
I was going to say this.
Mostly good games we're talking about, and all sorts of other stuff. So hopefully we'll have a fun show for you this week. I got to tell you. Actually, you know what? Before I got to tell you, just a quick bit of housekeeping. Of course, if you're not a member of our Discord, go to densepixels.com/fans. You can sign up and chat with other listeners of the show and us, and also ask post office questions that we will answer for you every single week. Of course, you can check out the show on YouTube by going to youtube.com/densepixels, subscribing there. If you prefer to get your podcast in a normal, old, boring audio format, just search for TNP Studios wherever you find podcasts. You'll find us. You'll also find the Nerdpocalypse, Black on Black Cinema, and the Look Forward Political podcast. And if you'd like to support us with zeal, go to densepixels.com/premium. For just $5 a month, you do help support directly one of your favorite independent media channels. Speaking of throwing money at things, so y'all know that I'm, Mr. Indie on the podcast. There's a lot of indie games are probably most of what I buy, quite frankly, these days by a pretty wide margin. But there's always a lot of games that look interesting that I, play the demo for throughout the year that just don't quite do it for me, or at least I look at them and I'm like, that's interesting, but the price they're looking for, I don't know if it's worth that. Maybe I'll pick it up when it's on a sale. And of course, Steam did their annual winter sale around the holidays, as they do. And I bought too many inexpensive indie games. And the really tragic part about it is that pretty much all of them are actually quite good. And so I'm pinging around playing a gajillion games right now, and having a really good time, but also having trouble keeping focused on what I want. I'm not going to go through all of them. I do want to call out a couple of ones that were especially notable to me. The first one is a game called Reus 2, and that's Reus 2. That's German. The only reason I know how to pronounce that is because there was a football player named Marco Reus who I was aware of. So, and I knew how to pronounce his name.
NFL?
No, like European football.
Terrible joke.
So Reus 2 is a kind of like a light God game of sorts, where the kind of conceit of the game is you start up at this barren planet, and you're controlling you're controlling three different gods, and the gods you're telling the gods what to do, but what the gods are doing during the game is they're terraforming the planet to create different biomes for people to live in, and then you're also basically building out the ecology of the planet through various different plants and animals and minerals that you're populating there. And as you populate plants, populate the ecosystem on the planet, the people who live there will start to worship you, and so they'll want to, depending on who their patron is, I guess you can say, who their leader is, they're going to want different things, because you can earn food or technology or wealth, and you're trying to complete specific objectives with the different settlements that you create, through kind of meshing and creating synergies with the different living things that you're putting down on the planet. And you go through these multiple ages. Each age has specific challenges that it wants you to beat, and you're trying to achieve the highest score possible. And then when you're done, you start a new planet, and you kind of do it all over again. Each planet only takes about an hour to complete, really. So it's a nice if you're looking for something that you want to sink your teeth into, but you also don't want to play like a 5 to 6 hour campaign of something, Royce 2 is working really well for that. It's got like a fun cartoonish kind of art style. The different settlements on the planet will also occasionally like go to war with each other. And you can either kind of let things play out, or you can use your god powers to create like natural disasters to support one side or the other, which will gain you favorability with the people that you support, and perhaps make angry the people that you don't, to the point where they can actually like attack the like gods that they don't like, to try to finish them off and things of that nature. So a lot of depth there. I was a little skeptical when I first started playing, but as I played more and got into the later eras, the depth really started emerging, and this one's been pretty difficult for me to put down. So been liking that one quite a bit. Another game that I checked out, also kind of run driven, is a game called Nine Kings. Nine Kings is a auto battler where you control one of 9 different kings that are in the game, and you're constantly warring with the other kings that are in the land. And the way that you kind of set up your settlement is you have a 3x3 grid that you can place either units or like buildings that support your units, or things of that nature on. And every round you can place new cards onto your grid, whether that's putting out new things or making the existing things you have more powerful. And then every round, like, you clash with one of the other king's armies, and you try to survive. If they invade you, successfully 3 times, then that's a game over. You're trying to last 33 years. Each turn is a year, essentially, in the game. This one's cool because you can create some really busted builds in this one, which we all know I'm a big fan of. The other thing that is nifty about this game, so like you pick one of your king at the beginning of the game, and you'll kind of consistently get cards from that king's pool of cards to draft to add things to your kingdom. But as you defeat the other kings, like if you defeat a king, you'll get to draft from their set of cards as you go along. So you can add different elements from the other kingdoms into your kingdom as well. And you can also, as the campaign goes, you can either like stop warring with one king and then start warring with another king. So you can kind of, pick the rewards that you essentially want to have and create different synergies based on those. That's also been incredibly addictive. And it seems like a game that the developers still plan to add a lot to. I think it's technically in early access still, even though it really doesn't feel like it. It feels like this is a full-fledged game. Yeah.
Game preview.
Yep.
And I've seen it for months, and I'm like, it doesn't look like my kind of game.
It's like I said, it's definitely my kind of game. I mean, like I said, if you liked Against the Storm, it might be your kind of game. Which again, I started playing again recently too. I've been wanting to get back into that, and been having a good time there. And then the last game that I'm going to talk about, because like I said, I could go for a lot longer here. This is a game. It's called Sol Cesto. The thing that caught me with this game right away is the art style. The art style to me looks like if Hieronymus Bosch did the artwork for Pentiment. It's in that like medieval style, but like there's a lot of fucked up looking dudes and little guys
No idea what that means.
in this game. Well, you didn't play Metaphor Re Fantasia, so, or did you?
Correct. Played for like 2 hours.
Okay.
I don't like it.
So like like the style of the monsters in that game.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine that, but
Yeah,
done in like a
fucking weird,
medieval
Okay.
style. And so like I said, you get a little fucked up little dudes in this one. And this is an interesting spin on like a dungeon delving game where as you go down to each level, you're confronted with a 4x4 grid. And the grid's broken up into 4 different rows. And each square in the row is either going to have an enemy of some kind, or a reward of some kind, be it treasure or health, or a trap. And every turn, you pick which row you want to send your guy to. But all you get to pick is the row, and then your character will jump on one of the open spots in that row, essentially. And it shows you the probability of which space you'll land on. So obviously, if there's 4 things there, you have a 25% chance of landing on each. you know, if you land on an enemy, if you have enough strength to beat them, you won't take any damage, but if they're stronger than you, you'll take damage equal to the difference. And then that square kind of locks off once you get to it. So now you can either pick the same row again, or you can move to a different row. And you have to clear a certain number of squares before you can move on to the next room of the dungeon. Where it gets interesting is as you go down, you'll get power-ups that you say, all right, like, I want to favor landing on squares with chests on them. So it'll give you like a percentage boost to any squares that have chests on them, and then it'll decrease, you know, the other squares accordingly, so that it's always equaling up to 100%. But each benefit comes with a slightly negative drawback as well. So like if I get a power up that makes, you know, chests more attractive, it will also make traps more attractive, right? Like so, or if I get a power up that makes monsters that are strength monsters more attractive, it'll make magic monsters less attractive. So like it kind of balances out that way. So it literally is a game about kind of manipulating the odds into a way that corresponds to the build that you're making as you go along. It's just a really neat, I mean, essentially the game equates to somewhat of like a slot machine of sorts, because you're literally just like picking random probability and hoping for a good result every time as you go down. But it's a much better way to kind of introduce that sort of gameplay than you typically see with a lot of games that are coming out that have just like, hey, like we're just doing a slot machine, but it's a roguelike where you can like put, you know, stuff you want to on the wheel, but you're still just kind of hitting a slot machine every time. This has a more fun veneer over top of it, and it's also really fucking hard, which is also keeping me coming back, because I feel like it's a game I should be doing better in than I am, but unfortunately you're kind of, you know, you're at the whims of the probabilities as you go along, and they don't always pan out as you kind of hope or think that they should. So Sol Cesto is a good one. Those are three that I've really been enjoying a lot over the past couple of weeks while we've been on break here. Carrie, it looks like you've been playing a couple games as well.
Yes. I too benefited from the fact that Steam had a big sale, and I have a birthday that's 2 days after Christmas. So I ended up getting a handful of games for my birthday. So shout out to my buddy Jacob for hooking me up with a few things that were on my wish list, which included 2 Point Museum, which I have installed. I haven't played it yet, but I intend to play that post Magfest. But I have been playing a bit of Blueprints, which I also got. I don't really know what's going on, but I'm having a good time. It's interesting. It's one of these things of like, I am piecing together this greater mystery behind the actual core like puzzle function of the game. But yeah, it's like I haven't reached the back of the house yet, but I'm working on it.
How many runs so far do you know?
Like 10.
Okay, so I mean you're still very very early in the game for sure.
Yeah.
I think I got the same amount of runs.
Yeah.
I played that shit months ago.
So
It's just getting on my goddamn nerves. So I just once I got
But yeah.
outhouse or whatever the fuck it's called.
I will tell you with Blueprints, like as I reflected on that, so the game didn't make my top 10. I think it was my number 11 actually. Like it was right outside of where that was going to be. And it's funny because like we talked about it on the podcast when it came out, and I thought for sure that game was going to be firmly in my top 10, like towards the top of it. But as you go along, like I went from like really enjoying the first, I don't know, 10, 12 hours that I played it. And then like the next 5 hours were completing it out of obligation to get to room 46, even though I was getting kind of like increasingly frustrated. Not frustrated, that's the wrong word, because I didn't mind like the RNG, but I was just like, all right, like I know what I have.
That was the word for me.
Yeah, like all right, I know what I have to do. Like I just have to kind of hope that, you know, everything falls my way.
Right.
And then once I got to room 46, people were like, you know, like the rolling, it, like much like a Monster Hunter game, like rolling the credits is really just the beginning. I'm like, you know what, I'm good though. I'm good.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
No, thank you.
I got to the end. That's all I really wanted, and that's all for me.
I think what I like about it is the fact that I can do like one run at a time and then be like, okay, cool. Like, I'm going to come back to this later. I'm not spending like hours on it at a time. I'm spending maybe like 15 or 20 minutes on it at a time. And then I go do something else. And yeah, I mean, it's very interesting. I see why people like put it towards the top of their list of games last year. So looking forward to digging a little bit more into that. Another game I received for Christmas was Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment, which I finished. Um,
Wow. Okay.
yeah, I had a lot of time off of work,
Mhm.
and
It was 10 days?
yeah, so uh, yeah, that game's really good. Having played all three of the Hyrule Warriors games, this one's easily the best written. It doesn't play super differently from the last one, but it is, I believe it's considered canonical, story wise, because it's like, okay, cool, like we heard about the imprisoning war in the context of flashbacks for during Tears of the Kingdom. But this is actually like these were the sages' names and these were their retainers and these were the people who fought in this war and this is what happened. And I was not expecting this story to get me in the honey nut filios quite as much as it did, but like the climax of that game I was very tender about. I think a large part of that is the masterful use of music cues from elsewhere in the Zelda franchise at big important moments. um but that game's just a lot of fun. Like I'm a sucker for a Muso game. Like I love Muso games. It's I really genuinely do. I wish they would do another Persona one, honestly, but yeah, I mean, I just had a lot of fun with it. There's a good amount of content still in terms of like post game. So something to keep me occupied on the plane ride I have coming up in a couple of days here. But yeah, I was so pleasantly surprised at just the overall quality of Age of Imprisonment. Like played it on Switch 2, runs great, no frame rate issues, even with like, 100 enemies on screen at a time. Um, Plays great, super smooth, all the different characters, particularly all of these brand new characters, because like Age of Calamity was a little different in so much that they really wanted you to essentially spend more time with characters that you already knew from Breath of the Wild, right? So like now you get to play as Sidon and Rivali and like the Gorons and all of this, right? And so like they were all characters that you knew and had established during a playthrough of Breath of the Wild. Whereas Age of Imprisonment, it's like cool, like you kind of knew that there was like a Rito sage, but he had a mask on, and now you get to see the person under the mask and like his two like generals in the Rito army and all of this other stuff. And so it Koei Tecmo was able to basically get the fucking keys to the kingdom as far as Zelda lore, and they absolutely knocked it out of the park in terms of character building and storyline writing. And I was genuinely blown away at the overall quality. So, if you haven't played any of the Zelda Muso titles, this would be the one I would recommend just in terms of overall strength of gameplay and storyline. Um, and then other than that, I have a Super Nintendo hooked up to the television where if you're watching on YouTube, you can see behind me. I decided I was going to play Final Fantasy 3, so Final Fantasy 6 on original hardware because I have an actual cartridge.
I can't remember.
So I've been doing
Have
that.
you played this before?
I have played most of a version of FF6. I never played it on original hardware. So I want to say I played like, was it like a PlayStation 1 port?
Oh, the worst version
Um,
of the game, you mean?
yeah, yeah. Was that on like the anthology
Yeah,
collection?
that was on with
Yeah,
I think four. I think four
with
and
4
six are on
and
them together.
yeah. So I played that version a long time ago. Um and it's not like I never finished it. I think I got to the World of Ruin, but that was something where it's like I didn't have a PlayStation, so I was playing it at a friend's house after
Hmm.
school. So this is my first time playing like an original cartridge on original hardware, um, which means I get all of the original translation mistakes. Like it's not Biggs and Wedge, it's Vix and
Hmm.
Wedge, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's good. Um,
By the way,
I
you're
remember
also
that.
aware that evade doesn't work in that version at all.
Oh yeah, yep,
So okay.
yeah, yeah. There's some jank. There's some mid 90s jank. But I was also aware that you can one hit the Phantom Train
Hmm.
if you use the Phoenix down on it. So I did the requisite suplexing of the train and then
As
one
you
hit
do.
it after it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like
That's
you gotta
I don't
suplex
think
the
it
train.
lets you win the battle unless you do. So
No, no, you actually it's required to suplex the train. So I'm at the point it's like I have brought the party back together
hmm.
and then you have to split the party again.
Yes.
So I'm at the point of having just split the party again. While we're looking for Tara who's being a spooky ghost somewhere. Um but yeah, with all the talk of AI generated bullshit in modern video games, I have decided to retreat 30 years into the past to avoid any opportunity of that happening completely. Um, but I also really wanted to like I have a Super Nintendo in really good condition and I have a lot of carts, so I want to actually be playing some of these older games. So yeah, just been plugging away at that as well. And then, as a quick side note from yours truly, MagFest is this weekend. If you don't know what MagFest is, it's the Music and Gaming Festival, and it's held at the Gaylord National Resort outside of DC. The event is sold out, so if you don't already have a ticket, tough titties. However, you can catch a lot of the concerts, pretty much all of the concerts on Twitch. So there's a handful of different MagFest Twitch channels. And if you go to the XP stage channel for MagFest, I will be performing at 2:30 p.m. Eastern on Saturday with Ian Cowell and the Band of Exceptional Goblins. And we will be doing everything from Mega Man X to Blue Dragon to Boogerman. So
What?
it's an eclectic set.
Terrence, you don't remember Boogerman, a game that I never played, but certainly remember the magazine ads for back in the mid
A
'90s.
Is that on
a
Sega
picking
Genesis?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah, it was on Genesis and
That's
Super
why
Nintendo, I believe.
I
Yeah,
don't know it.
a pick and flick adventure. Yeah,
yeah, I remember now.
yeah, yeah. No,
Oh,
that's
all right.
we
Threw
have
me
a
off.
cover.
All right.
Again,
We
I
have
don't like
a
toilet humor, so even as a kid, I didn't.
we have a cover of a song called "Flatulent Swamps."
All right.
Exactly. See,
Potty. Got it.
no,
All right.
But yeah, we're doing that. We're doing what else are we doing? We're doing Ninja Warriors. We're doing some UN Squadron. We're doing Pilot Wings 64. We're doing F-Zero GX. Some Mario Kart, some Mega Man 3, and we're doing a song from an upcoming indie game called Flipside. So lots of fun stuff.
Very good. Uh,
Yeah.
Terrence, what's been on the Terrence gaming variety train this week?
everything's Game Pass. I'm bouncing between Deep Galactic Survivor. Started playing Rematch again. Yeah, that game is very fun. I'm
Wait,
finally making my way.
Rematch or Deep Rock Galactic Survivor?
Deep Rock Galactic. I'm terrible at Rematch.
Oh,
They
okay.
patched it so much that it feels like a completely different game. But Deep Rock Galactic Survivor. I'm on Gate 3 now.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
and you gotta complete those missions to unlock to get the game. It's hard. It's getting very very difficult. I'm spec'd out very well. That's fun. Rematch is very difficult. Moonlighter 2 is also on Game Pass.
I'm very curious to
preview.
get your thoughts on this because if you remember when I played
Yeah.
the demo, I was
Me-
completely checked out on it.
I did the same, but I tried it again. It takes some getting used to, especially if you played a lot of the first one. I don't hate it as much as I initially did. I do like the combat, but the whole puzzle thing with the items and the treasure, it's fine. You can kind of like make it in such a way that where you get a lot of money. Like a lot once you get through a dungeon, you can make yourself a lot of money. And like the values are increased like tenfold in this game compared to the first one. Because I'm thinking, oh, I bought this thing, I can only sell it for like 50, right? Like the first game, you sell like a bunch of cheap shit for like 50, and then you see that the little eyes light up, and I'm like, God damn, I sold that shit for too little. What the fuck? and then I'll bump it up like $200 or something, and then they'll be like, oh, that's good. I'm like, God, really? Okay. But you have to make like 75,000 gold or something to unlock the next level. I actually started liking it. I enjoy it. Again, I still like the first one. I think I like the first one a little bit more, but this is still in early access. I do want to play the full game when it comes out. So I'm kind of enjoying that. The Marvel Cosmic Invasion is fine with 4 players. It gets chaotic as hell. You kind of lose your character when you're playing with 4 people because 4 people have 2 people each on the team, and you're just switching out. You can barely tell what the fuck is going on a lot of time. But it's fun. It's fun for what it is. It's like if you played like arcade games back in the 90s, it's nothing new. I bought an Xbox Series X.
What?
That's the crackhead shit that I was talking about before we started. I got it for $200.
Oh, okay. Well, that I mean,
That's
sure.
I mean,
Sure.
like that thing is $800, my nigga.
Yeah,
So,
no,
like,
that's
I told
fair.
him, it's brand new. So I think he may have stolen it. I don't know.
Probably. I mean, here's the thing: you buy it from a
Did you
fucking
buy it out of the
flea
trunk of a car?
Hey,
Like,
man, hey, don't worry about where I got it from. Mind you. But I
Facebook
got it.
Marketplace?
It was $200.
All right.
It's not banned or anything like that. You know, it works. I put on. It was literally brand new.
I mean,
Here's the
man.
thing. Here's my question: did you get it before or after Christmas?
I got it Saturday.
So after Christmas,
Yes.
which means that what this could have been is someone's kid done fucked up, and his parents was immediately like, "Nah, we're getting rid of this shit. Like,
So
you're not keeping
they
that."
knocked off like $400 for me. So you know, hey man, I was like, how much? I was like, what's
Facebook
wrong with it?
Marketplace, like for 3 weeks after Christmas, is really funny because you get a lot of people who had gotten
where I
like
got it from.
Christmas holiday upgrades on different types of tech, and then you also have the parents who are selling their kids Christmas gifts after their kids like fucked up somehow. So
I don't know. I didn't ask
I'm
any
always down
questions.
to
I just made
take
a make.
advantage of it.
I was like, show me that shit works, and it worked, and I'm like, bet, here you go. Thank you. So yeah, I started downloading other games that I played on the Series S to see how much better they play on the Series X. Nigga, it's hilarious. It's so much better. It's ridiculous. It's kind of funny actually. Yeah, they play a lot better. I also downloaded Mortal Kombat 1 because that's also free on Game Pass. Nigga, that game is terrible. I don't know what the fuck is going on with Mortal Kombat. I don't know what's going on with NetherRealm Studios. It's way too slow.
I did.
It's just
I did
awful.
happen to watch a video on Second Wind. You all are familiar with who Yahtzee is? Who used to do all the like zero punctuation
yeah.
reviews formerly
Yeah,
on
yeah.
The Escapist and stuff like that. So somehow he got cajoled into reading basically the story of all of the Mortal Kombat series on Second Wind as being someone who doesn't really play Mortal Kombat games, but like one of the people at Second Wind like wrote out an entire the entire synopsis of the Mortal Kombat story through all of the games. And he was reading it and kind of reacting to it as well in real time. And That franchise seems insane. Like, I've never paid much attention to Mortal Kombat lore, but it seems like it's gone off the fucking rails quite a bit. So
It's
I'm
been
not talking about
rebooted
the
like
story.
3 times.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the story. I'm talking about the gameplay.
Look, when the game first came out, it felt fresh because it still had that rigid dollar combo system, but there was a lot of jumping involved. So people were and it was and Mortal Kombat 11 was very different. So I think that's why people really enjoyed it when it first came out. But yeah, that game did not really stand the test of time. And
Yeah, because it's not even at Evo, right?
no, it's not at
It's
Evo
not
this
even
year.
going to be
It's
at
not
Evo
at
this
Evo
year. I
this
don't think it
year.
was at Evo last year either. That game is just something's off about that game. I'm just like,
All them damn characters. I only like 3, and one of them is locked behind the expansion, which is awful, and yeah, it's yeah, like I'm not a huge Mortal Kombat guy. I'll play the games, right? But like, it just not.
yet that game might be one of the best selling fighting games of all time.
Yeah,
People be buying Mortal Kombat.
people buy it, man. People buy it. People
one
love it.
Mortal Kombat 1?
Yeah, I mean, I think it set
Oh, the
like
series
It's
itself
outsold
is like
Street
the
Fighter
number one.
6. I think it's outsold.
yeah,
Street
Mortal
Fighter
Kombat. It definitely outsold Street Fighter 6. Like that, I can tell you for a fact.
Good Lord.
Yeah, man.
Like I like
people like
Mortal
it.
Kombat X. Mortal Kombat X is really good. Mortal Kombat 9 was great. Mortal Kombat 11,
I didn't mind Mortal Kombat 11. I'm the only person that like doesn't mind Mortal Kombat 11.
and then this like you can't make a pseudo like tag. No, you either do it or don't.
Yeah, do it or don't. Like
Right, that shit
and
is stupid.
people didn't like the cameo system. The cameo system was
cameo
kind of
system's
dumb,
fucking
yo.
garbage.
The cameo system was dumb.
It's a good thing there's not another high profile fighting game coming out that is using a similar system. That would be really embarrassing if that were the case.
That would be.
There's a bunch of
I
them.
don't.
It's like
I'm
4.
referring
I don't even
to
know which one you're talking
Marvel
about.
Tokon specifically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel
Oh,
Tokon,
apparently Marvel
Invincible,
Tokon isn't all that great.
Avatar.
Out. You played
Yeah,
it?
I haven't.
I did
You
play.
played it,
I
right?
did play Tokon. And look, I'll say, I'm not a tag guy. I'm not a tag fighter guy.
I like tag
But
fighters.
just because I'm slow and methodical. I'm a guile main. So those games aren't really my
Slow and
forte.
methodical, or he's just easier to play.
And a lot easier to play. I mean, look, all it is what it is, man. I only need 2 moves. But the game, it doesn't. It's fine. It's cromulent. It's fine. There's no like. I haven't seen any like hype moments yet, but it has potential. The problem with that game is it was announced way too early. It was announced way too early, and
And done in such a way to generate maximum hype that it probably would have been better off
Yeah.
not
To just kind of wait.
pumping itself up too.
yeah, they should have waited. They should have waited. If
Meanwhile,
they'd
I've
have-
seen people raving about the fucking Avatar game, that Avatar fighting game that's coming out.
yeah, apparently that game
Seems to be
is
really
like
good.
Like
Holy
Avatar is in James Cameron's Avatar?
no, nobody cares about that.
Okay, just making sure.
I didn't even know that movie came out.
Oh, Avatar is in Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, the actual
Yeah,
like
the last
Avatar
Airbender.
that's
The actual
probably more
Avatar, yeah.
in the
Apparently that
public
game is very,
consciousness.
very good. It's made by a bunch of like fighting game guys. One of my favorite tag fighters is Battle for the Grid. That game was really good. People just slept on that Mighty Morphin
Yeah, the Power Rangers.
Yeah, Power
The
Rangers.
Power Rangers. That game was really good. Doesn't look like it, but it's very good. It's a very good tag fighter. But yeah, Mortal Kombat 1 sucks. And what else? I've played a whole bunch of other shit too. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of stuff.
I have a question, Brad.
Yes.
Did Diablo 4 get easier, or is Paladin just like ridiculously broken? Or
Paladin
both?
is kind of broken right now. So the big reason Paladin's broken is once you get to Paragon, there's a legendary Paragon node called Castle, which is just OP right now. Like it's a must take. It increases your damage by like obscene amounts, and it's making it so that even like casual players who aren't using build guides, who are just kind of putting their own stuff together, are able to get up to tier 4 or Torment 4 and be reasonably okay.
I've unlocked Torment 3 with no problem,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not optimized for nothing. I'm just throwing shields around, and yeah, that game seems a lot easier than than what I remember.
I've entered a section of Diablo 4 that I'm not entirely happy or comfortable that I've gotten to, where I've become a fucking sicko who's actually like using like the third party trading forums and stuff like that to sell shit that I don't need and buy stuff that I need to kind of wrap up my build. Like that's where I'm at with Diablo 4 right now. So holy shit. Like I've got like 10 billion gold right now. Like it's absolutely.
That's how I was in Diablo 3.
Yeah, it's
I
absolutely
had
silly.
so much gold. Like actually, my paladin was my strongest character in Diablo 3.
Like I got a shitload of drops that were really good drops. Like I'm talking like uniques with like you know 2 to 3 greater affixes and a couple 4 GA items that just didn't fit in my build. And I'm just like, I got to be able to do something with these. And so I went to Diablo.trade and started perusing the marketplace. And I was like, oh, I could sell these for billions of gold that I could then turn around and buy the stuff that I actually need to kind of round out my build. And so that's what I've been doing. I did take a break from Diablo because I pushed into tier 4 or Torment 4 with my paladin like about as much as I think I can right now. I did roll up a druid that I haven't spent a whole lot of time with yet, so that's kind of my next thing is to get. I mean, I already have it at level 60, but it's easier than ever to level a second character. By the way, like apparently the trick to it is you farm like 12 or 13 whisper caches on your main, but you put them in your stash, and then when you start your new character, you just pick those up at a stash, open them up one at a time. You'll get most of your tempering recipes. You'll get to level 60 pretty much immediately. And then Paragon is shared across all of your characters. So like once you get to 60, you have full access to as far as you've gotten on your Paragon board. So, so it's pretty sick. Oh, Micah, I did get one more thing. So this was my surprise Christmas gift this year that I did not know was coming. And I'm only showing you this to make you very jealous. My wife got me this Evercade bar top mini arcade system. She got me this Street Fighter edition, which has Street Fighter 2 Championship Edition, Super, all 3 Street Fighter Alphas, and Puzzle Fighter on it.
Oh my god! Well, it must be nice to be loved. I had to buy all my Christmas gifts this year.
And this and the Evercade stuff is cool. So like Evercade, apparently they do their own thing. They have like their own line of stuff, right? So like first of all, obviously it only has the one joystick. But it also has a USB port, so you can plug in additional controllers, so you can play multiplayer on here if you want to. And also, Evercade does like cartridges, so like they have a bunch of different cartridges that have collections of different like old school arcade games on them, and this will play those. Like you can just put the cartridge into these cartridge slots here, and you can also play the other arcade games that Evercade puts out as well. So.
Nice. Damn,
Fun.
I kind of want to play Street Fighter Alpha 2 now.
Yeah, fun little toy that I need to get set up somewhere in here. Just got to make some room for it. So
Very nice. Real quick, my son was my oldest boy was here over the break because as a result of poor planning on our part, we didn't get him into a camp. So he stayed at home. So I let him play some video games every couple of days. And he's getting tired of Donkey Kong, he said. He said, don't you have any other kids' games? And I said, well, you can look at these games, right? And he's play Smash Brothers because they play Smash Brothers at his aftercare. And he liked that for a minute. And he played a little Shinobi because... he's a boy, and boys like ninjas, and
Well, the logic follows.
and we played a little bit of Cosmic Invasion. He ain't really care for that. So I said, all right, these two games are on sale. I'll buy these two games for you, and then you can play them. And they were the Lego Marvel superhero games, right? From the 360 era, right? And we started with Lego Marvel Superheroes 1, and it's couch co-op, so we play together. And that game takes a lot more brain power than I thought it would. I didn't know those games were like actual games with objectives. Then you need to work together, and certain Lego people have certain abilities that only they can do that you need to solve puzzles. I didn't know this, but I found out the hard way because we're playing couch co-op, and I kind of want to just get through it, and he's just like, derp, derp, derp. I'm just running around with my Lego person, and I'm like, okay, but I need Captain America to throw his shield over there. So hold the Y button and move the joystick up. So it's like, where, where am I going? Where, huh? What? And I'm just like, can I see it? No, wait, I want to try it. You don't want to discourage that, right? Because it's like, I do want you to try and I do want you to figure it out, but I want to get going.
I don't have the temperament, yo. Even if it's a kid, yo. Even if it's my child, I'm like, yo.
And it got to the point where we open up to Lego New York, right? And it's like a open area, right? Like a open world Lego New York. And he was just like, you know what? I just kind of want to play this. I just want to fly around as Iron Man and play in Lego New York. And I'm like, you know what? Go ahead, man. It was only $5. Have fun. And he loves it. He's the best Christmas ever. I'm like, all right. Or birthday. Best birthday ever. I was like, all right, man. Have at it. He's like, well, can I unlock new characters? I said, well, we got to play the game in order to do that. And he said, well, can we play? I was like, no, I will unlock the characters for you. So I'm committed to beating Lego Marvel superheroes so that he can have a variety of characters to run around.
You
Lego
should
New
have
York.
told me. I could have had my wife over there. She could have knocked that out for you in a weekend. So she loves those things. She hasn't played one in a long time, but she loves those Lego games.
But I pass those games off as just like baby games, but they're not. They take a little more thought, and like some of the puzzles aren't as intuitive as you would think they are. So yeah, it's an okay game. It's an alright game. It's alright for $5. So there you go. That was my that was what I was playing over the break. And I bought Dispatch. I haven't played it yet. I hope to play some of it.
Okay.
I also got
but-
I also got Dispatch for a birthday gift. It's installed. I haven't
I decided I'm probably not going to play Dispatch. That's what I decided.
Yeah.
So,
Like I've seen pictures and I've seen video, and I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, I get it, but I don't get it.
yeah.
We'll see.
Everyone loves it so much.
Well, that is quite a bit of video games. Let us get into the news. There's not actually a ton of news this week, as you might expect. A couple pieces of sad news. Couple deaths in the industry. The one that most people are probably already aware of. Infinity Ward co-founder, Respawn Studios founder, and current Battlefield franchise lead, Vince Zampella, unfortunately passed away in a car accident a couple weeks ago out in California, just 55 years old. That news kind of came out of the blue, sort of like one of those disbelief kind of scenarios. And yeah, it's very sad. Someone made the point that, and we don't think about it, just because of kind of what the franchises, especially Call of Duty, has become over the years. You could make the argument that Vince Zampella might be like the most prolific, like, game lead in this modern era of video gaming, considering all of the franchises that he shepherded, got off the ground. I mean, you're talking about Call of Duty, you're talking about Titanfall, Apex Legends, the Star Wars Jedi games, brought Battlefield 6 from the dregs to apparently what is an excellent Battlefield game that people seem to really be enjoying, and was kind of at the wheel for all of those. And by all accounts, a good dude in the game industry, not someone who has ever had any, bad stories come out about him in terms of like harassment or like crunch culture or things of that nature. In fact, one of the biggest things, the thing he's arguably most known for outside of developing games, is the fact that him and Jason West stood up to Activision to make sure that their people got paid for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 and make sure they got paid their bonuses, and it cost both of them the positions at the studio that they helped found at Infinity Ward before he left to go form Respawn. So very sad news, but like I said, he will be missed, and like I said, he has quite a legacy that he leaves behind in the gaming industry for sure.
Yeah, man, 55 ain't no age to be dead, man.
Nah.
That's very sad, man.
Yep. The other death that happened in the industry, someone that I don't think I had really ever heard of before, but someone who's kind of an older person in this industry, a more historical thing. Dave Rosen was one of the original founders of Sega as a games company in Japan, which is something that I did not even realize.
Yeah, it's interesting because Sega as a name is derived from service games, and Dave Rosen as well, alongside his colleagues, which was mostly American expats who were living in Japan at the time, created Service Games Japan for mostly slot machines and jukeboxes. And then following a merger with Sammy Corp, started doing coin-op arcade games in the late 70s and early 80s. So Rosen was pretty instrumental as far as creating and then introducing to the United States the 25-cent arcade machine. So one of these guys who primarily just like a businessman, not really like a game developer or anything like that, but just a really shrewd business dude who had a massive impact on how games were played, especially in the 80s and 90s. Now, he passed away on Christmas, which is a shit time to go. My grandfather passed away on Christmas Eve about a decade ago. Not fun. But he passed away. He was 95. So this was not entirely unexpected or tragic, I'm sure. But at the same time, one of these kind of dudes who, as Brad said, more of a historical figure within the realm of gaming history at large, but definitely someone who, what would arcade culture be if not for 25-cent arcade games? So
Yeah, absolutely.
If you were old enough to remember.
I am.
That's true. Yeah, that's all of
I
us.
don't know how many of our
We are,
listeners
but I'm
are,
just
but
saying,
I
some of our listeners
am.
might not be.
I did go to round one a couple months ago, and it just kind
Fire.
of blew my mind swiping a card now instead of like putting tokens into machines. Like it
Go to the one at Towson.
Yeah. It takes a little bit of the mystique out of the arcade experience.
A bit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I can't imagine like doing fighting games now where you put your fucking points card on the machine.
You put that card on the
Yeah,
fucking
I
challenge.
remember.
I got next. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Get the credit card off the guy.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like, none of that.
I don't know if you guys remember the arcade that was at White Marsh Mall for a long time. But at least when I was in like middle and high school, I would go there and, reserve my spot for Dance Dance Revolution with the quarter method. So
So
by that time, I had stopped going to arcades because they weren't what they used to be.
no,
I
yeah,
used to go to
so-
sports in Cockeysville when I first moved.
I miss sports so much.
So you used to go to
Oh,
sports?
I used to go to sports
When
all
I
the
first
time.
moved to Baltimore, I used to live 10-minute walk away from sports in Cockeysville.
Dude, that place was like fucking church for me, man. You kidding me? Like I fucking
I
loved
used to be
sports.
there every weekend.
Yeah, it was awesome.
$5 for
I went
$5
to
a quarters.
my fair share of birthday parties
Mm-hmm.
at sports as a kid.
Funny news from our friends over at Ubiquitous Software. So during the Christmas holiday, a hacker gained access over a significant number of the back-end systems for Rainbow Six Siege. And instead of like taking the game down, he kind of Robin Hooded his way through there. So basically, he was able to unlock items at will for any players that he wanted to. And he also granted every single player in Rainbow Six Siege 2 billion Rainbow Six credits and the game's renown system. Now, what are 2 billion Rainbow Six credits, you might be wondering, because of course all these games have very dumb, bespoke currency systems in them. Well, you can buy 15,000 Rainbow Six credits for $99.99, which means that 2 billion Rainbow Six credits has a cash value of about $13.3 million per player. Being given out. Now, of course, it doesn't actually have cash value because like those tokens are fucking worthless outside of using them to buy Rainbow Six stuff. But it's still very funny that basically every Rainbow Six Siege player got $13 million in currency. So bad was this that Ubisoft literally had to pull the game's servers down until they could resolve the issue. Now, to their credit, they did make it very clear that any players who purchased items with the currency that was gifted to them would not be penalized. They would not lose what they purchased. They kind of set a hard line of that. So basically, I believe it was Saturday, whatever the last Saturday in December was. If you purchased it before 6 a.m. Eastern, then you got to keep everything that you might have gotten, and then any purchases made after that were rolled back once the service was restored. So good on them for not just taking away the ill-gotten gains from people. They realize it's not those people's fault that someone broke into their systems. But again, I think it's very funny that somebody broke in and just took the piss all over these shitty marketplaces for these service games that are in there right now. So
It couldn't have happened to a better company. I mean,
Yeah.
I will say another game that I've been playing is this game called The Bazaar, which is all the game is it's a competitive asynchronous auto battler where you kind of go through a couple rounds of getting power-ups and upgrades that you use, and at the end of each of the in-game days you fight another player's character, but not in real time. You just fight whatever build that they last used. And it's an auto battle, so the game just plays itself, and you're just trying to come up with a build that just fucking works great. And the game is really cool, and it's the best one of these types of games that I've ever played. But it also has a Overwatch / Hearthstone style loot box cosmetic marketplace thing, and I could really just do without all that. You know what I mean? It's a part of the game that I actively don't want to engage with, and yet every time you win a couple rounds, it's here's a loot crate that you can open to get a new cosmetic item for you, and all it is cosmetics. It's not like they're selling power or anything like that. It's all cosmetic stuff, but it's just do I have to fucking watch the fucking treasure chest opening animation every single fucking time? Can I just hit one button and just make all these things just appear in my inventory? Do I really have to go through the fucking rigmarole with all of this? So
they gotta hook you. They gotta hook you with that.
It's doing nothing. It's doing nothing for me. It's doing nothing for me at all. Final bit of news. So there's a institution called the Indie Game Awards, who does a lot of like streaming presentations to highlight like new indie games and stuff like that throughout the year. I of course watch them because I'm a fucking sicko for indies. And they did their annual awards that they hand out at the end of every year. I don't agree that this game should be considered a quote unquote indie per se, because my definition of indie is different than the rest of the industries. But to no one's surprise, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 won the Indie Game Awards game of the year award, and the Indie Game Awards then a couple days later decided to strip this award from Claire Obscure Expedition 33 because of Sandfall Interactive's admitted use of generative AI in the production of Claire Obscure Expedition 33. It was reported on several months ago. I think we talked about it a little bit, but forgotten about largely, that Sandfall did experiment with using some Gen AI assets in the game, some of which made their way into the final game. They have since been patched out, and Sandfall has since also said, hey, we're never fucking using Gen AI again. Like, it's not fucking worth it. And we also didn't enjoy the backlash. But I also kind of appreciate that the IGAs were just like, you know what? Actually, like, we have a pretty hardline stance on this. Like, we don't, we don't ignite, like, it's in our fucking rules for our awards that we give out that, like, we don't reward any games that use generative AI. And so we're going to take this award away. They instead gave it to Hollow Knight Silk Song instead. And I just appreciate this because it's not going to hurt Claire, Sandfall Interactive in any way, shape, or form. Like, that game's still
Not
getting its
really.
flowers. But it's a nice high profile way for the industry, so at least some part of the industry, to call out and be like, hey, like, we are not tolerating this bullshit.
Yeah. So there was some kerfluffle about this because, and one, just to clarify, it didn't go to Silk Song. Debut game went to Sorry We're Closed, and Game of the Year went to Blueprints.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, yeah, I thought I read it was Silk Song, but I was wrong. Apparently. So.
But there was, I'm terminally online, so I see a lot of the discourse about shit like this. Then you had a lot of people saying like, oh, well, the IGA should have known because there was like a story about this that came out months ago where they said that they had did this. And really what the point is that when submitting to the IGAs, whoever at Sandfall submitted had to say that like they did not use generative AI. So what it boiled down to at the end of the day, because it's not on the IGAs to fucking follow every fucking news story of every fucking game that gets submitted to their awards. That's not their job. They're not a big enough kind of organization to be able to do that. But what it boils down to is someone at Sandfall lied on the application form for these awards, or on the submission form. Because when submitting, they had to say we didn't use generative AI, and they did. So that's a pretty simple disqualification. For me, this whole thing, because like I didn't play Claire Obscure, and now for me, I don't feel bad not playing it, knowing that generative AI was used. And maybe that's a really hardline stance for me to take. But again, I lost my last job because my last company went all in on AI and replaced me and the other writers with ChatGPT. So I'm not fucking playing any game that I know use generative AI in any capacity, because I don't think there's a single valid, legitimate reason to use generative AI. And there's this whole like, oh, well, it's just placeholder stuff. Like, who cares? It's like placeholder stuff before was just like loud MS Paint drawings that you knew had to be replaced before the game shipped. Placeholder text, that's literally what lorem ipsum is for. I've talked about this on the podcast before. Literally
By the way,
lorem ipsum.
It's so funny you mentioned this because and look, I'll give credit to Activision Blizzard where it's due. Like I don't know what happened, or I don't know if there was just some issue on the back end, but some of the so like in Diablo, like they like you can transmog, not transmog, but you can pick basically any armor that you've salvaged throughout the game to be like what you see on your character, even if you don't have that armor equipped, essentially. And some of the small icons for the armors are actually missing in the game, and in their place is a giant, or not a giant, but a very bright magenta pink box in the field that just says PH on it in any instance where where they don't have the art. Yeah,
are supposed to be. They're supposed to be painfully obvious so that you know to replace it before the game gets shipped. So, you know, whether it be a bright ass like neon pink icon or nonsense like lorem ipsum, like those are the things where if someone's doing a quick almost like proofread pass of playing through the game for an hour, they're going to be like, okay, that's a bunch of nonsense text, and that's bright pink in a realm that is otherwise brown and gray. So yeah, for me, it's just like, cool. I don't feel bad not playing Claire Obscure anymore. I kind of got the gist of the story from watching my partner play it anyway. But for me, it's like, it used generative AI. Cool, I'm not fucking playing it. Again, I'm going to go play my Super Nintendo where I know there's no generative AI bullshit for me to have to worry about.
well, and it's funny because it's not on the docket, but there was a lot of news made over the break because Sven Vinke, who's the head of Larian Studios, did an interview with Jason Schreier, and he talked about the quote that was pulled from the interview and published was about like, oh, like, yeah, we're definitely open to using like exploring generative AI, especially for like concept art and stuff like that. And he created like a pretty big firestorm because a lot of people got really pissed off at them saying that, because Larian's a studio that we kind of think of as doing things quote unquote the right way, and we'd hope wouldn't step into that. And it was pretty funny because like in response to some of the people who were defending it being like, oh, it's just for concept art, it's no different than doing a Google search to get, you know, like to be inspired by images that you find and stuff like that. And like people were posting examples of like famous works and the concept art that was used in the lead up to it, essentially. And the one that really got me is someone showed a picture of like the scene from Knives Out of Ana de Armas's character sitting in the chair with like all the knives around it, which is a very well shot scene. And someone shared the concept image that Rian Johnson created, and it was literally just an image that he drew on a fucking cocktail napkin of a girl with just like a bunch of stick knives.
Not even a girl, just like a stick figure, right, and a bunch of like shittily drawn knives around her. Like I'm sorry, like I like Baldur's Gate 3.
Well, and to be fair, once the firestorm kicked up, Jason Schreier went back and was like, oh, like I wasn't expecting this quote that I put in to get this kind of reaction. Here's the full transcript of what he said, just for context. And if you go back and read what Sven Vinke said, he's not going out there and saying like, oh, we're definitely going to start using generative AI for doing concept art. Like his what he said was a lot more nuanced. Like really, he said like, yeah, like we could look into it, but also like from what we've heard, like it could be you could do just as much harm as good, like using that stuff, or it could make more work for you, or things of that nature. So with the extra context, I think that the statement was much more rational. But
sure. But that's the problem, is that like you do have a lot of other voices in the industry who are saying the same thing.
Sure.
Where it's like, well, I'm just using it for concept art. Like, how am I supposed to do concept art if I don't have ChatGPT to spit something else? Like, I don't know, loser. Use your fucking brain and pick up a pencil. You dork-ass idiot. It's not hard. Like,
that's why you hire concept artists.
Doing it for the last 40 years.
Right.
Right.
Right. What changed? What the fuck?
Everybody ever ask these people like, why? Well, it's just for concept art. But why?
Why?
to
Right?
make it easy.
Why do you need a shitty computer generated image of this thing that
Yeah,
you're
the
imagining
concept
in your head? Like that's why
Right.
you have an artist. Like that, like you say, hey artist, I'm envisioning this thing. Can you show me what this
Right.
would look like? And they put
Or
something together, and
right,
you know.
or even it's like I think of like the trend of like here's a concept art and here's the final image. Like I had a t-shirt design made for my partner's band that I'm playing with so that we would have t-shirts to sell at Magfest. And it was like a post-it note sketch of a wizard man and an orb, and the artist that I hired to do it fucking absolutely delivered. Like I don't consider myself much of a visual artist. I like to draw, I like to paint. I'm not a professional at it, but it's just like it's so easy to just pick up a fucking pencil, man. Like it doesn't have to be a masterpiece. And I think where people get so hung up on this shit is like they so desperately want to have the skill to be able to deliver really high-end looking pieces of art, but they don't want to learn how to actually do that. So it's easier for
Right.
them to
So then
like,
you gotta Micah the problem then at that point.
Just throw money at it, man.
Right.
Like, that's it. That's it.
Yeah,
Just throw money at it. Money
Like
solves everything, guys.
right, like it's not, like what are you gonna do if a pipe bursts in your house and you don't have plumbing skills to fix it yourself? You call a fucking plumber. It's literally no different. Like you have the need of a service that you can't do yourself and are unwilling to learn how to do yourself, so you have to hire someone who is able to do that service for you. And look, if you can't fucking do it, then maybe you just fucking make do with what you are able to do. Or what have you. Like you're not entitled to have this stuff. Like just be, and the biggest problem. I don't mean to cut you off, Micah, but I'm fucking I get agitated about this every time we talk about this. The biggest problem is that again, because all these Gen AI models are doing is training based on things that already literally exist out there, including other Gen AI art. So what you're going to eventually get, be it through visual art or be it through music or whatever or what have you, is you're going to everything's just going to fucking look homogenized and look the same. Like even if it's in different styles, it's still going to have that same vibe to it basically across the entire spectrum, because all
it's
these
honestly
models are doing
it's becoming really funny, especially on like the visual art front, that like it's very easy, I think, to spot generative AI artwork, especially in a like kind of cartoony kind of style, because of the fact that like it's starting to train on itself now. So it is becoming like there is almost like a shitty chat GPT style of artwork, and it makes it really easy to point out when someone's using it. It's a very fast way.
Yeah, it's
for me to
digital
never
inbreeding.
Yeah.
There was this movie there's a Tubi movie that came out. I didn't watch it, but someone noticed that the picture of the movie that they saw on Tubi was very familiar. It was a werewolf movie, and it turns out they just used a generative AI version of Saberwolf from fucking from Killer Instinct,
Incredible.
the new one, and it was literally the exact same picture, but like in a different style.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous, man.
and you know the people don't like this are having an effect, because like Satya Nadella, who's the head of Microsoft, felt the need to come out a couple days ago, and it's like, like in 2026, like I really hope that we as a society can really move past like fixating on what is slop and what is not slop in terms of AI, and just kind of like learn to embrace these tools. And I'm just like, bro, did an AI write this for you? Like
Yeah.
did an AI
Nah, man.
that text?
That's it. Like all it is.
Sounds like slop, brother.
shareholders
Like-
this, and like it's cheaper to do it because like you don't have to hire an artist, because I don't know how to do this. Let me just throw it at this computer and it'll do it for me. That's it.
Why are we so focused on these files, guys? I mean, can't we just like forget about it? That sounds like something a pedo would say, guys. Like, like what are
And
you
invade
doing?
another country because you don't want people to learn that you're a fucking pedophile. Anyway, post office, please. 'Cause, every day, every fucking day, every day.
Well,
Yeah.
we only do this show once a week, and we answer questions on this show once a week in a segment that we call the Dense Pixels Post Office, which you can ask us questions by going to join our Discord at densepixels.com /fans. We'll start with Mark, who asks, what, if any, is a trope that you wish they would get rid of in your favorite game genre?
I don't know if it's a trope, but it is a function that I'm getting tired of. Tired of random battles where you can't change the frequency of random battles. Feel like we've come a long way since the advent of the role-playing game. And if there's one thing that Bravely Default actually did correctly, it's introduce the idea that you can change the frequency of when you get hit with random battles.
Yeah, just not the frequency of fucking boss battles.
No, can't change that. But, you know, there's some games that come out now that still have, like, you know, a random battle feature where you can't change the frequency, and it becomes very annoying. You can't do it. So
I
that's
don't
my-
like I don't like cartography simulators. I don't like climbing shit and looking at the
Ubisoft
horizon.
game.
It's like I'm done with that shit, man. I'm fucking done.
Micah, so let me tell you. So I recently decided to pick up a new laptop because I wanted something that I could game on, so I could hang out with the missus downstairs while we're hanging. That is a little bit more powerful than a Steam Deck, and they had a deal going on where if you bought like an Intel based laptop, like you get one of 4 games for free. So I'm like, all right, well, what are these 4 games that we have to choose between? One of them was Civ 7. I was like, all right, I already have Civ 7. I don't remember what number 2 was, but it was something that I had no interest in whatsoever. One of them was Assassin's Creed Shadows, and one of them was Battlefield 6. And I chose Battlefield 6 because I felt like there was more chance that I would take a flyer on Battlefield 6 and enjoy myself than it was that I would enjoy playing this year's Ubisoft map Discoverer game.
Yeah, like you're not gonna like Shadows. I like Shadows. You're not gonna like Shadows. If you're gonna play a samurai game, just wait for
wait for Ghost of Yotei to come out.
Yeah, but like nah, yo, like it's a stupid mechanic, and it'd be one thing if it's like I kind of get it in Assassin's Creed because like the gimmick with Assassin's Creed is the parkour. What I don't understand it for is every other Ubisoft game. Why is it in Far Cry?
Why is it
Like,
in Ghost
why-
Recon?
Why is it in Ghost Recon? Like, yeah, that's it.
For me,
Third genre is fighting games. I'm not action fighting, so I don't really know of any tropes during those games. That really pissed me off.
I would say for me, and again, this is my favorite genre because I've been trying to think of if there's any like strategy games that have the same thing that really bother me. But for me, it's any game where you have a forced, like you're forced to travel with somebody for even a short period of time, like even if you're just walking from one place to the other and they have to give you like story exposition as you're walking. But they don't make it so that the other character walks at the same pace that your character walks. That drives like when they're walking slow as shit.
Yeah.
And your character, and even your character's regular gait is like 2 times faster than they're walking. So you constantly have to either take a step and stop, or you just like have to like run ahead for a little bit and wait for them to fucking catch up to you. Can't stand that shit.
What if the game makes you walk at their speed? Because some games make you if it's in
Yeah,
that particular
I don't
section,
mind
they make
that
you
as
walk at
much.
that speed.
I think what's more annoying, or I would say equally as annoying, is when they're walking between your walking and running speed.
Yes,
Like,
that is also annoying as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
where they're going too fast for your walking speed, but too slow for your running speed. Not a fan of
Who
that.
designed this?
Like if you're going to insist on having that and you lock my speed to the character, just at that point just fucking walk for me. Like if all you're doing is giving me
that's like
story
just hold the
exposition,
button.
like let me take my hands off the controller and you can talk to me as we move to this next scene in the game. That's fine.
Doesn't Assassin's Creed do that?
Probably. It's probably why I thought of
I
it
think
because we
one
were
of them
talking
does
about Ubisoft. So yeah. So there we go. Cam says, how do we feel about Todd Howard saying Fallout 5 will share the same wasteland as the TV series, and there would be in-game references to events in the show?
I have no problem with that. I'm keeping up on the show. It's pretty fucking good this season.
It's out.
Yeah.
Exactly. I didn't need those shit.
First 3 episodes are out.
Oh
This
shit!
season. Yeah. No, it's really good so far.
I enjoyed the first season a lot, actually.
Yeah. So the thing about the Fallout TV series is that it takes place something like, I don't know, like 12 years maybe after the events of Fallout New Vegas, which is otherwise, in terms of the timeline, I think the last game. Maybe I'm incorrect. But it is after the events of all the games so far. And so my big question for this particular season, which is taking place in and around New Vegas, is how does this canonize one of the 4 possible endings of Fallout New Vegas? And I don't necessarily mind any of those endings being canonized per se. But yeah, it's like it already feels like the television series already shares the same wasteland as the games anyway. So I don't really see how it really impacts anything. Mostly I know like we're not getting a Fallout 5 for like another 10 years anyway.
That's what I was
So
about to ask.
I'm
When
not
the hell is Fallout 5
I'm
coming
not
out?
thinking about it.
I have a bold prediction that I'm sure will be wrong, but it still sounds fun to say. I think we get Fallout 5 before we get Elder Scrolls 6.
Before it's Skyrim.
Ooh, you know what? You know what? I'm you could be correct. Okay, so yeah, so sorry. Fallout New Vegas takes place in 2281. Fallout 4 takes place in 2287, and the television series starts in 2296. So, yeah.
After everything?
Yeah. I mean it works. They've been operating in, kind of Southern California for most of it, and they're making their way into Vegas during the course of the second season. So yeah, I mean, there's already a lot of game references. I would say there's more game references in the second season so far, just in so much as we see what happened to the Legion. A certain Securitron shows up by the 3rd episode. Yeah, I like Fallout a lot. I actually did start a new playthrough of New Vegas because I'm weak-willed and couldn't resist the urge. Yeah, I don't know. I don't mind. But we'll see what happens. Who the fuck knows when Bethesda's next title's coming out? Not me. The thing is, they could always do what they did with like 4, right? Which was basically just be like, surprise, it's coming out in like 3 months.
Oh, I guarantee you that's what's going to happen with Fallout 5. I don't think I think that worked well enough with 4. And it doesn't have the same sense of anticipation that Elder Scrolls has, where they had to announce Elder Scrolls and still ended up announcing it way too early.
Starfield, I thought, also was announced way too early.
Also correct, yeah.
But with the Fallout games, even with 76, they kind of announced that a bit last minute, and then they launched that game way too early. But 76 is worth playing these days, apparently. I keep going back and forth on if I want to reinstall it. It's just that's a thick game. That's like a 30 gigabyte game. I don't know if I want to reinstall that.
You call that a thick game?
I mean,
the Great Circle, that shit was like 123 gig. Oh,
no,
what is going on?
let me see how
huge
thick this game is. I mean, yeah.
That's like
Regardless,
of course, outside of indie games.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
Uh,
Fallout
s-
good. They're
yeah.
gonna give me more, and I will continue to play it.
Stoned
I find
Old.
it, I find
sorry,
it
okay.
amusing. I find it amusing. The woman's definition of thick versus the guy's definition of.
Oh, sorry. No, I was right though. Here's the thing. It's much larger. It's 98.74.
Okay, that sounds more.
Yeah,
okay.
That's better. That's better.
Big boy.
Stoned Old Gamer asks, I've been thinking about getting into sim racing / driving games. My PC is more than adequate, but I'm looking for wheel and pedal advice. I'd like it to have good force feedback and not feel like a cheap add-in wheel. Looking to me, budget and a couple high-end suggestions to get me started in a good direction would be appreciated. So there's two things you have to think about. The first is what type of force feedback you want, and then from there, what your budget looks like. Belt-driven wheels are kind of like the older style, more of the entry-level style of wheels here. The only one that I would recommend if you want a belt drive wheel would be the Logitech G923 set, which comes with a wheel and pedals, so it's a pretty good deal in that regard. It's the best belt wheel that's out there, for as good as a belt wheel can be. I would recommend you get a direct drive wheel instead, but those tend to be a little bit more expensive. My brand recommendation for those is going to be Moza. Moza has probably the widest variety of price range right now in the market, and they have a lot of different types of wheels. If you end up getting into a lot of different types of games that you need specific wheels to play. If you want more on the entry-level side, the Moza R5 is a good choice. But if you want something that has a little bit more feedback, I would recommend going up to the R9 or the R12. As far as pedals go, any Moza pedals will be fine. And then just whatever wheel you actually want as in terms of that. If you play mostly like Assetto Corsa or iRacing or stuff like that, you probably want to get a more GT3 style wheel. If you do more like rally racing and stuff like that, get yourself a round wheel, because those are a little bit easier to play. And if you play both, then you can get both, because the Moza sets, you can swap the wheel out pretty easily. They have a quick release system. It's super easy and a lot of fun. So
How much are you talking? Because you saying a lot. How much does this shit cost, bro?
so the Logitech set, which like I said is pedals and wheels, I think it retails for $350. You can get it cheaper than that. The Moza stuff, I want to say the R5, how much does the R5 cost? R5 I think is, I want to say around $300 or $400 for the base. And then the wheel is additional on top of that. And then I think the R9 is, I want to say like $700, give or take. They have bundles that you can get.
Okay.
So sim racing is not a cheap hobby, unfortunately. So,
Fuck, man.
sim racing is not a cheap hobby. But it's all relative.
There's a
It's
whole system. Yeah,
all
there's like
relative.
3 systems there.
Yeah. Oh, dude, trust me.
Apparently,
you
it's
for a
a
fucking
Series
wheel.
X and then some.
yeah, I'm about to say I can buy 5. You can buy 4 Series X's for how much it costs to get set up with
Good Lord.
with a good racing wheel. And Terrence, that's not even counting if you get a cockpit. Like that we're just talking about for the wheelbase and the wheel itself and pedals. If you get a cockpit,
Yeah,
that's gonna
right.
be a whole other
Y'all got
expense on
money.
top of that.
I ain't wrong.
I'd love to see the television that people play these type of things on. Like,
Right. Then
So like I'm not like a freak.
screen setup and shit. Like,
Well, you can. I'm not
I
that.
know you-
I'm
I've
not that
seen it.
guy. I'm not that guy. I will just play on my one screen. Thank you very much. I do not need the.
I got my one screen and my $1,000 wheel pedal setup.
I did not spend $1,000 on my current sim setup.
$1,000 minus what?
I spent like $800 on my current set.
hey man, good on you.
Hey, all right.
All my stones are sitting right here. I'm not throwing them.
Johnny says Zelda turns 40 this year. Persona and
Jesus
Pokemon
Christ.
turn 30. Any big Hopium announcements you want to hear from these franchises this year? Let me tell you something. They don't come out with that fucking Twilight Princess Wind Waker HD remake for Switch this year. What the fuck are you doing, Nintendo? It's done. It's literally in a state that it could be printed and shipped at this point. From what I've heard from people who would know.
All right, so as far as Hopium is concerned, I'm not sure that we're going to get like a new mainline Pokemon game just because Legend ZA came out like fucking 3 months ago. And we're getting like a big spin-off. We're getting Pokopia in like another month and a half or something like that. So I'm not putting a lot of stock in getting like a big Pokemon title. But my hopium would be we get a Let's Go Johto. Like, I really liked the Let's Go games. I would really like to go back to Johto, please. Please. Zelda, I'm not expecting fucking anything beyond maybe the Wind Waker Twilight Princess double pack. Like, that would be really nice. I would say my personal hope would be remakes of the Oracle games in the more recent Link's Awakening and Echoes of Wisdom style.
That would actually be pretty cool if they did that.
I would fucking love that. I think the Oracle games were fantastic, and I think that would be a really, really fun remake in that style. It wouldn't surprise me if we started getting teased on like the next Zelda game, but who knows? Like, both Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom had some pretty long lead times as far as when they were first announced to when they actually finally came out. So maybe we'll get a sneak peek of that. And then as far as Persona, I ain't expecting dick.
I expect to at least get a formal. We will at least get a formal announcement of 6 this year.
Nope, I don't think it's fucking happening. I am attending the Persona live concert in Los Angeles at the end of the month. And there's some rumors that they may make a Persona 6 announcement there, but I'm not expecting fucking anything because I just don't think that's how Atlas operates. Now, if we want to talk anniversaries and hopium announcements, my brother in Christ, Golden Sun turns 25 this year.
Oh my god.
And I swear to God,
it is charming that you think Nintendo thinks about Golden Sun at all. You're lucky they put it in the Game Boy Advance like in the Switch Online collection.
I know.
They probably were like going through like ROMs. They're like, what can we put out? Like, oh yeah, Golden Sun. Like, we remember Golden Sun. Like, we'll throw these out there for the kids.
That's my longest shot. That's my longest shot is a remake of Golden Sun for Switch.
I will tell you this, speaking of feeling old, like obviously like Zelda turning 40 makes me feel incredibly old. Pokemon turning 30 it doesn't make me feel because I wasn't into it back then. I'm sure it makes Carrie feel very old in that regards.
Oh yeah. My bad.
I have never felt older in my life than I did yesterday when I saw on Blue Sky somebody posted the Billboard top 50 for this week back in 1996.
Oh.
And which is 30 years ago. And I saw the list of songs and I was just like, fuck me. like holy shit, like that aged me more than anything else I think ever has.
I'm trying to think.
See if I can. Sex and Candy was number 1.
Okay, so I was figured it was like I'm trying to think like what would have been this early 96, because I remember who won the 1996 Grammy for Song of the Year, because that went to Sunny Came Home by Sean Colvin, who basically like dropped that song and it was everywhere, and then that woman just evaporated. What fucking.
Oh, here we go. On this.
One Sweet Day by Boyz II Men and Mariah Carey.
was
Okay.
this week's #1 song 30 years ago.
I'm assuming Alanis Morissette is within there.
I think she would have been last year, most likely.
You think?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right.
Here's I'm on Wikipedia. The Billboard year-end Hot 100 singles from 1996. I will go with the top 10 for you guys. Number 1, the Macarena, which somehow feels older than 30 years ago.
Yeah, I don't want to do the rest.
Number 2, One Sweet Day. Number 3, Because You Loved Me by Celine Dion. Number 4, Nobody Knows by the Tony Rich Project. Number 5, Always Be My Baby by Mariah Carey. Number 6, Give Me One Reason. Well, Tracy Chapman on the charts there. Number 7, The Crossroads, a song that I've never heard before. You'll be surprised by Bone Thugs and Harmony. I might have heard. Hang on. I may have heard the song, but might not know it by its name. Essentially,
come on, you ain't that white.
No,
maybe you are, but ain't no.
I'll listen to it after the show and report back on whether or not I've previously heard it. Number 8, I Love You Always Forever by Donna Lewis. Number 9, You're Making Me High by Tony Braxton. And then
I love that video. Micah, you know what video that is, don't you?
and then number 10, Twisted by Keith Sweat. So
the whole honestly
all right.
There's a lot of
look, Alanis Morissette with
R&B.
Ironic at 13. You got fucking How Do You Want It / California Love.
The top 10?
Yeah.
That was Twisted, and who sang with him?
Twisted?
it just says Keith Sweat.
Sweat.
It doesn't have it with
it
anybody.
It was a female group.
Yeah,
She was a female group doing the hook.
Just doing the hook. Ugh.
Yeah.
Counting Blue Cars was 10 years ago. Gangsta's Paradise was 10 years ago, 30 years ago. Gangsta's Paradise was 30 years ago.
California Love.
Dangerous Minds.
It's All Coming Back to Me Now by Celine Dion. I'm
Yep.
surprised. That's also a song that feels older than 30 years, probably because Celine Dion feels like an 80s artist in my brain.
Wonderwall.
Oh, Be My Lover.
30 years ago.
Yeah.
Someone said 2005 was 20 years ago, and I said that.
They're
like
wrong. It's 21 years ago.
Yeah, 2006. 20 years ago.
21 years ago. Yeah, yikes. Up there, man.
No Diggity in the
Black
in the top
Street.
100.
That's.
Yeah.
Would you believe? Owned that album. Got that for Christmas.
I'm sorry. You
But you have never heard of
doing? You know? What universe is this? You own Black Street, but you've never heard Crossroads.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry, man. Like,
I really like that song. I really like that song. Oh my goodness.
I got both of those songs on my fucking 90s
Oh my
playlist. Fantasy by Mariah Carey, somehow only getting 49. That felt like it was a bigger hit than that.
Yeah, I felt like that would have been a number 1 at least.
Yeah.
Once.
Well, this is of course the year-end top 100. So I feel like it probably hit number 1 at one point, but this is the year-end 100. Unbreak My Heart by Tony Braxton. That's a good one. Anyway.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah, we're all very old. That's the moral of the story here. So.
Anyway.
My Boo by Ghost Town DJs is on that list? No shit.
Wow. A lot of songs that I would not expect to have broken 100. Yeah. I mean, it was everywhere, so that makes sense.
Hit Me Off by New Edition. All right.
I know that song. I'd have to listen to it. I'd have to hear it because even know
I
what the fuck that was.
remember that song.
See, I might be white, but
That's terrible.
I really like early mid 90s New Jack Swing. Like that's one of my
That's
favorites.
that's right up Micah's alley.
That's
his
I mean,
favorite
that's
shit.
the only music I know off the top of my head. I mean, that's literally it. Past 1999, that's it. Music doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Music lyrics don't
I'm gonna
exist.
say I don't even think I like contemporary music that was out when I was in high school. Like I listened back to like that late 90s, early 2000s, like alt rock, and I'm just like, God, this was shit, and it was shit back then. Like I didn't like it back then either.
Mid late aughts was pretty fucking awful. That was when I was in high school. So I was in high school from 2003 to 2007, and I listened, like, the one band that I listened to that I think truly has kind of stood the test of time is the White Stripes. And everything else from that era can get fucking bent. Like, I just don't think any of it's good. But I have a 90s playlist that I have curated myself over the course of years, and it's like 14 hours long. And I listen to that more than I listen to anything else.
Anthony
A lot of New Jack Swing on that playlist.
Anthony asks, just 100% Silk Song, and about to get
Good
into
for you.
Hades.
I gave up.
Yeah, about to get into Hades
Fuck
too.
that game.
Any tips, favorite weapons, boons, etc.?
My favorite weapon is the axe. My favorite boons, probably the Ares boons. Big fan of those. And the Hestia, I think, has really fun boons too.
Which one is Hestia? She's the one
The
with
fire woman.
Fire. Yeah.
Okay.
So Axe's
nothing.
big
I'm not
unga
finished yet.
bunga slow brain mode. Like the daggers are fun. I don't know that there's a weapon I necessarily dislike. I think the Argent Skull is probably my least favorite, but there's still things that I like about it.
I think my best runs have been with the orbs throw. And not the Hestia. What's the one where you? I don't even remember what the hell the boon is.
The stuff that like explodes.
Is that it?
Hephaestus.
Yeah, I think I get
The
Hestia and
blacksmith.
Hephaestus.
Yeah.
Mixed
Yeah,
up.
Hestia is like straight fire stuff, and then Hephaestus does blast effects specifically.
Okay, and that's not that one then. There's one more that you get a little later on in the game. I think once you get topside, you get this.
Ares? Like the bleeding stuff, the wounds?
Fuck is that? I can't remember. I don't remember what the name of it is. I haven't played it. But it's very,
Oh, okay.
it's very powerful.
You've got yeah, I mean, I feel like it would have to be like Ares is super fucking strong because his stuff
It's
like
green.
green.
Greenish, bluish. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck it does. It does like a lot of damage. That's all I know. It doesn't
Alright.
explode. It makes like a metallic sound, like it's hitting like metal. I don't know.
That's Hephaestus, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It's not the hammer though.
It's
No,
not
it's
the
not
he,
the
he's
hammer.
not the
It's
hammer.
like it's like a
tongs.
set of pliers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's it either. Like I really do. I don't know what the fuck it's called. Jesus Christ, I don't know. Look it up.
Cam comes back and says, my lady and I recently got into Stardew Valley. I have never been so surprised how much I like a game I never would have considered playing. What game has surprised you the most in a great way? So I guess
What I
something
really
you took a
like.
flyer on that you didn't expect to like, but ended up liking a whole lot.
Well, I expected to like this game. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, and it's that Guardians of the Galaxy game.
Oh yeah. That game was a lot of fun.
That game was like what? Like I wasn't expecting it to be like Avengers, like that Avengers game, right?
Yeah.
But because it came out like not too far after that game, but everyone was like legally distinct, right, to the MCU counterparts, and
Yeah.
people were like, oh well, this is gonna be another Avengers, right? But like that
No,
game was
that was
really
an Eidos game. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
game was really fun.
Really fun.
It was something that games rarely are, which is funny. Like it was actually funny. They got it right. They did what the best and focus on character.
Yeah.
And it had a cool little like gimmick with Star Lord with the crew that didn't wear itself out. Yeah, I like that game. I wasn't expecting to hate it, but I certainly wasn't expecting to love it as much as I did.
For me, it's probably Hades. Thinking about it, just in so much that like I don't really fuck with roguelikes. And I don't really fuck with isometric action games like that. But Hades and Hades 2 were so well done. Now I'm in a dedicated Hades band, so life comes at you fast.
I am noted as a hater of like visual novels or extremely narrative heavy games that don't have a ton of gameplay associated with them. So I was surprised that I really liked Pentiment as much as I did. I picked that up because the word of mouth from a lot of people who I respect were very bullish on it. And I'm glad that I did. It was an excellent story, even though that's the type of game that I don't really gel with. So,
Starting to get into a lot of cozy games as I've gotten older because like I just don't like a lot of difficult shit no more. I'm getting old. I don't like the stress that it causes. So yeah, like the games, like he said. What did you say?
Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley. Like, games like that, I actually enjoy myself. I've played a bunch of those, and they're fun. You can just sit there and just garden and shit. And it's Hera is what I was talking about for Hades too.
Oh,
Hera.
Hera. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She inflicts hitch.
Yeah.
Very strong. That's a very powerful boon.
Yeah. Hera's a lot.
Yeah. That's those. I do my best runs when I get her.
I also have gotten into cozy games because to me, like all the strategy games that I play are cozy games to me. So.
Yeah, they're surprisingly fun. Like when you don't have to fucking worry about all kind of crazy shit going on. You just we collect this material so I can make some turnips or whatever the fuck.
I mean, like for the strategy games,
like
like
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, exactly. Technically, No Man's Sky is. I mean, in the beginnings, there's not a lot of combat. You're just kind of running around the planet. You got to build shit, keep yourself alive, and then once you get all the money in the world, you can just start building whatever the hell you want. And it literally becomes like a cozy game.
Wait a minute. There's an economy?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Who else is there?
Other players.
Yeah, like
and you can also
when the
trade.
game first came out, you just said you could just join up with other people, and you couldn't. Well, they fixed that.
Yeah, and you can also sell stuff to you can farm and sell stuff to NPCs and things
I
of that nature.
I thought it was like The Martian.
No,
Where you're just like there, and it's just like, I gotta grow potatoes from my own shit.
They literally added so basically like later into the game, like a year or two into the game, each star system has like a hub that you can go to, and the hub I think the hub is shared across like the instance of whatever server that you happen to be on. Yeah. So like no matter what solar system you were in, you'll see other players that are in the hub, even if they're not like in the same solar system as you are, essentially.
Now it's not like Arc Raiders, is it? Where like the thing with Arc Raiders is that like, oh, you can it's all of us against the computer, but like
no, it's not a PvP.
It's not a PvP.
It's not a PvP.
It's a PvE.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the only things that can hurt you are computer controlled.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've seen too many clips of Arc Raiders like, hey, I'm gonna help you, and then
Arc Raiders.
Thanks.
When Arc Raiders first came out, it seemed fascinating to me because I was like a lot of sites that I follow were playing it, and it was really interesting because I think it had a moment where a lot of people who don't normally play these type of games were playing it, and so like when the game first came out, like you would hear stories all the time, like people like going up to each other and be like you meet other players in the world, and it's like like don't shoot, we're cool, and like people would respect that. You'd work together against the other people and help each other extract and stuff like that. And I think what happened is that all of the casuals like filtered themselves out. Like they're like, I had a good time, like we played this for a couple weeks, it's good, and we're gonna go move on to something else. And now all that's left are the fucking sweats, but they know that they can go up to somebody and be like, hey, like parlay, like we're cool, like I'm not gonna shoot you, and then as soon as you turn around, bam, like that's it, we're gonna steal
Yeah,
your fucking loot.
so it followed the course of what humanity is becoming, right?
Yes.
Like just humanity in a microcosm.
I almost pulled the trigger on that game yesterday, and I'm like, I don't get it. Everybody's like, it's amazing, and I'm like, I don't.
Nah, you would be paid. Nah. Like, if you value your television, I would not get that game if I were you. You're gonna have somebody call you the N-word and shoot you in the back of the head, and then that's it. That's it.
I don't have time for that shit
I feel
anymore, man.
honestly like and this is not a great recommendation because I don't think and again I haven't played Arc Raiders, so I can't speak to it firsthand, but I would assume that the solo play in Arc Raiders is better than what I'm going to suggest. But if you're looking for that like shared strife experience against the odds kind of thing, honestly the game to check out is Helldivers 2. Like that's the game that you want to get into. Because then like there is no PvP in that one. There's friendly fire, like, but it's not on purpose.
Yeah, like that game just looks like a lot of fun. Man.
Oh,
But
I keep meaning to get back to it because again, like some of my favorite moments last year were from Helldivers 2, and the way that they crafted that game is perfect, from like the banter to just like the overall tone to like the music that they use, especially at certain sections and things like that, and just the ridiculous things that they have in the game. It's really, really well done. Like they really did a good job with that. So, and then finally, Beach Boy asked, with the price of games, shouldn't we have more demos for these $60 or $70 games? I remember I'd get a demo disc here and there back in the day, which gave me an idea of if I wanted to buy this game or not. So, a couple of problems with demos, because logically you would think like, hey, like we have the internet, it should be easier than ever to distribute demos. Like you don't need to wait for fucking discs to come in the mail like you used to have to do with magazines back in the day, all that other stuff. So the problem is that number one, even a demo for like a AAA game would like if let's say if you have a AAA game and that game is like 25 gigs, even the demo by itself is going to be like at least 5 to 10. Because there are underlying systems that are going to take up a lot of space that any section of the game needs to have. So that's one problem. There's a lot of bandwidth moving back and forth with a demo. And the compound problem with that is that if you're putting it on the digital storefronts, they have to be vetted and approved by Microsoft and Sony, and Nintendo, which takes time, and it's a little bit harder to do. Also, games nowadays, like AAA games especially, don't feel incentivized to create that in most cases. Like most of the time when you see a demo nowadays for a AAA game, it's for a game that is either like a new IP and people are skeptical, so they want to just put like a proof of concept out there so people can get their hands on and be like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. Or it's a game that is coming out and the demo allows you to carry progress over into the main game, which I always appreciate when they do come out with demos like that, because then you don't feel like you're wasting time having to replay something that you already did essentially.
and also early access is
And early access is a
PC.
thing too. Like that's another thing as well. That's a problem. Indie games have tons of demos. Like I'm swimming in demos all the time because the type of games that I buy, it's typically not a big deal for those developers to put something out there to try before you buy. So I still live that life, but I understand from the AAA side that a lot of people would like to check these things out. But also, like to be a little cynical about it, like if a developer in a AAA studio or in a publisher has a bad game on their hands,
They don't want you playing.
they
that
kind of
shit.
know it's bad too. They know it's bad too, and so they want to live it.
That's why Tyler Perry movies don't get screening, man. Like they don't. You don't see Tyler Perry reviews for Tyler Perry movies before the movie comes out. Cause studios not like, nah, you gonna see it or you not. Get out of here.
Yeah, but that's why you don't see as many demos as you used to. And again, like I of course do miss the days of the demo discs, getting your official PlayStation magazine with the demos on there, and the Sony jam packs that they would put out occasionally that you get.
Pizza Hut demo discs.
Yeah. But it's just a byproduct of a different time. So that's it. Nice big supersized show for you guys this week. So hope you enjoyed having us back. Thank you all very much for watching and listening. I'm gonna go listen to the Crossroads to see if it's a song that I've heard previously, and I'll let these guys know.
I know you have. If you haven't, I don't know what the fuck rock you were under.
Yeah.
There's no way you didn't hear that song.
And
Don't know the name of it.
yeah, we'll catch you all the next time.
See ya.
There you go.
See ya.
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.